So let's say a person hits a liquidity event, like the equity vests, the acquisition closes, and the stock options cash out for about 2 weeks, maybe. It feels like this feeling of, wow, we've made it. But then reality sets in because what we find is that the money didn't solve what we thought it would. In fact, it actually just exposes what we didn't know what was actually there. See, here's what people don't tell you about a liquidity event. They don't fix your relationship with money. So if you were stressed about the finances before, you're likely to be stressed about them after. Except now it's just bigger numbers. So if you avoided the financial decisions before, people tend to avoid them after, except now the stakes just might be higher. High performers who handle liquidity events well, they don't treat the event as an arrival point. This is not like the wow, we got rich. They treat it as a forcing function to finally build the financial structure that they'd been delaying. What might get exposed, you didn't have a tax plan, so 35% disappeared before you even feel wealthy. You didn't have cash flow models, so now you're not sure what you can actually spend. You didn't know the clarity on what the money is supposed to do for you, so every decision feels like a guess. And if you're married, liquidity events, they often surface every unresolved conversation about risk, spending, and what success actually was going to mean for us. The people who navigate this well, they do one thing differently. Here's what they do. They pause. They don't deploy the capital at the first shiny object they see. They don't go buy a Lambo. They sit with it for a little while. They sit with the liquidity. They build the infrastructure, the tax strategy, estate structure, and the cash flow clarity, and then make decisions from a position of stability instead from an emotional high of that transaction. So let's just kind of reframe this. Liquidity events might not solve your financial stress. They can amplify whatever structure you had or what you didn't have before the money arrived. So if you're approaching a liquidity event, or if you just went through one, you got to give yourself permission to sit with that money before you do anything, because the money's not really going anywhere. What you have is what you have. But the clarity that you build in the first, let's say 3 to 6 months, that can define the rest of your life and even your legacy. So it's worth spending that time.